Hi, I thought we'd take a look at a returned BM235 multimeter because we don't get too many of them returned. I've done at least one repair job on one of these before, and it actually uncovered, I'll link it in, it's quite interesting, actually uncovered a design issue with it, which then Bryman fixed, and that was many years ago, so don't worry, there's no new stock out there with any of those issues. In fact, no, yeah, I've done a couple of videos where we've fixed our design issues over the years. So this is actually quite a refined meter now in that respect, in that, yeah, it's just been, I've sold countless thousands of these things, and I still sell huge quantities. I import pallet loads of this, and I both sell it on my store and on Amazon. If you're interested, Amazon US and Amazon Canada as well. I don't sell it on Amazon EU anymore because of their stupid regulations anyway. And it was returned. I won't mention who it was, but anyway, there's an issue with the low Z mode plus voltage. Tweaking the selector switch can make it work. Other times when it's working, applying pressure downwards on the selector causes it to glitch. When I used it on low Z mode on 240 volt, we're trying to diagnose a faulty light. I understand this mode is for detecting ghost voltages. It is. However, I'm unsure if there is any risk using this mode on a known live source or if it is in any way attributed to harming the device. No, certainly not. I double checked with Bryman, who are great at getting back about technical any sort of issues at all, and they said no. It's fine. It's fully rated up on low Z. Doesn't matter if you switch it or do whatever. So that certainly wouldn't have caused the issue. So let's have a look at this. And let's turn this on, shall we? And dick around with the selector switch. Anyway, it was low Z, wasn't it? It was low Z. Oh, whoa, hello. Whoa, yeah. It's not supposed to lose segments like that. What the? Whoa. Oh, glitchy. Yeah, let me get a one from the lab here, and I'll show you how. By the way, we've never ever had any reported switch, issues with this meter. So, I'm really giving that a jiggle with my tongue at the right angle, and absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's fine. Well, actually, that's an older one, I think. Actually, hold. That's a Rev C firmware. Yeah, this is a new. This one, yeah, is the latest version. So, yeah, there you go. Whoa! Did you see that? It just switched off. Whoa! It's Gonski. Wow. Sure, that just switched off of its own accord, didn't it? Anyway, that is one sick puppy. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. So let's crack it open, see what's what. By the way, it's not the batteries. I just put new batteries in there and same thing. So let's get inside this. By the way, I just love the captive screws in this. You can't lose it. It's fantastic. So, whoop. Oh, come on. There we go. In like flint. And of course, we can't see anything because we're going to have to get right down into there. We're of course going to have to get the board out of there because all the range switch contacts are on the bottom, and it's almost certainly a range switch contact issue. The only annoying thing about this design is that you can't actually get the board out unless you actually get this top board out. And of course, the top board is required for the excellent CAT rating for this thing in such a small form factor. So we just have to desolder just the leads here that hold that board in, and it just lifts out. No worries. So there we go. Just lift that off. And Bob's your uncle. Look at that. Fantastic. Love that. And look at all the input protection. Of course, the first thing I'd be suspecting is the range switch, but that looks a little bit high there, but I do believe that's actually quite normal. I could be mistaken, but I don't think so. I think that's okay. I think we're going to have to get it out. So the good thing about the BM235 is that it doesn't have that. You might think that's should have some sort of a circlip or retaining clip under it, but it doesn't. They don't. Oh, bit of rubber fell off. There you go. That's just one of the rubber baby buggy bumpers on the bottom there. Anyway, on the socket. Anyway, there we go. And first thing I'm looking for is any bent or dodgy looking or wrongly inserted contacts, and I'm not seeing it. That looks pretty good. They're all there for starters, and they all look the correct height. Doesn't look like one's been inserted dodgy. I mean, it could have maybe realigned itself after I've taken it out, but that I don't think so, because they're pretty solidly. Oh, I was going to say solidly embedded in there, but yeah, I can put that back. Oh, bugger. So yeah, putting those back in there, there's not really anything that can go wrong with those, sort of, from manufacturing. One could spring out, no pun intended, when it's assembled, but yeah, it all looks good. A bit of a rotation there. It's all looking hunky-dory, so what's the deal? Let's have a look at the contacts. Could it be a dodgy contact? It doesn't seem to be. That looks pretty jazzy to me. I don't really see any issues there. You can kind of see some scraping across the board like that. I'm not sure. So it's almost as if somebody's rubbed it, like with a scouring cloth or something. Because I don't think you can get that you wouldn't get that in normal use. But apart from that, I don't really see an issue there. Just your regular, nickel-plated contact, or gold. It'll be gold, nickel, it'll be some sort of Polly put the kettle on mixture. Or has the owner had a go at, not sure if he took it apart or not, had a go at cleaning it. May have. I can't remember the email correspondence, but, that should work. I mean, there's a lot of force on these contacts, and they should, go through anything, really. So, geez, I'm not seeing it. Tempted to put it back together and see if it works. But anyway, I might have a visual inspection around the board. I have to get under it with the Mantis microscope and check out each and every component, because here's where the issue was last time with the broken inductor. They have a slot under the inductors or something, and a little bit of flex on the board would often cause those to crack. But as I said, they resolved that years ago, many years ago. But offhand, I can't think of some other mechanical explanation that would cause it. But of course, when you put force onto the selector switch, you are putting force onto the PCB effectively. So if you had a cracked component or a cracked solder joint somewhere or something like that, then that force could manifest itself through to the PCB. So yeah, I'll go do the Mantis. Well, I did have a good look under there, and I couldn't see a thing. Couldn't see any cracked solder joints or anything, although, it is possible to miss these things if you're not careful. But, I had a good look around. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything around here, of course. That's not an issue. So, yeah, I don't see any force transference through to the PCB as being the issue. So, I haven't seen that before. DM62. What's a DM62 or a DM64, 66? Was that on there before? I don't recall. Strange. Anyway, yeah, so what's left? I mean, I wouldn't rule out a VIA. That's possible. I've seen that, once or twice before, where flex on a board and the VIA is just marginal. I mean, look at this. There's not much annulus ring around these things, but of course they're fine. They're bang on. So they're bang on center. And really it has to be a real obscure manufacturing defect for that to be a problem. So, that's just not a thing. Don't worry about that. Nothing to see there. Move along now. I don't know. Put it back together and see if it maybe, there was some, jiggle these around might help. And although this is not feeler vision, it, that feels like enough springy force on the contacts for there not to be a problem. So, So I just put that temporarily back together. Haven't screwed the case back together yet. Nah, it's still there, isn't it? Not as bad. Doesn't seem to be as bad as it was. Yeah, potentially still there. So, I don't know, is it like a minor tolerance issue or something? Because we had that problem on the 121 GW where the boards were slightly under thickness, and some people had some range switch issues, and we had to fix that. And but I've never heard of that issue with the BM235 or and if it was an issue, I'd expect to have a lot of other people actually complaining. But then again, the 121 GW, it only affected like a small percentage of people. But it was enough to warrant the investigation, and we found that it was, yes, slightly undersized. It was a tolerance stacking issue. But yeah, I don't know. I'm baffled by that. I can't see anything wrong with it, so I don't have a ready repair fix for that at this stage. It's not like I know the thickness spec of the PCB and everything, and go in there and measure it with the calipers and all that sort of jazz. I don't know the spring tension force on the contacts and all that sort of stuff. The only person who'd know that is some boffin at Bryman. So I could ask them, of course, and I'm sure they'd let me know. But yeah, I don't know. It could just be one of those one-off things. And of course, you're going to have with any product, you're going to, especially the ones that involve sort of mechanical type things, you're going to have a manufacturing bell curve. It's a bell curve shape like that, and most fall, in the good side, but occasionally you'll get the one little outlier down here that due to either tolerance stack up or some little slight defect in some manufacturing process of some part, or even a combination of parts if you're unlucky, can cause you to come a gutser. And it can cause an issue. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. Of course, I'm going to ship the customer a new one. But I was hoping this investigation would uncover, they inserted a clip the wrong way or something like that, but nothing of the sort. So I'll keep you updated on this, but at the moment, I'm not going to spend any more time on investigating this one. Don't know what's doing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Catch you next time.